I'm scared that more and more laws, legislation, things that actually matter and have an impact are being influenced by this regressive left idea of thinking. And I just hope that we can recognize that and not go around censoring everything.
Fucking called it. I called it. Let's explain this. So I'm a little late on this, you know, obviously everyone's already made their videos, but I have to make one. I've been traveling, I just moved into a new place. Background is subject to change, of course. So what's actually happening? Well, there's a great article by the Internet Creators Guild. I didn't know it was a thing either. That's called, well, YouTube Demonetization Explained. Go check that out in the link below if you actually want to go read into detail about the whole thing. By now, I'm sure you're all aware that YouTube has started telling creators that their videos have been demonetized. And notice how I didn't say YouTube has started to demonetize videos, because this has actually been happening since 2012. Yes, YouTube has been taking revenue from creators ever since 2012. That's the first instance of this happening. If you really wanted to know if that was happening to you, you could have dug through your analytics, looked at a video, looked at its views, and estimated that you're not making, you know, the amount of money that you should be making on this particular video, but there's nothing you could do about it. You are powerless. Now, YouTube has put into place a system where it will notify you when your video has been demonetized, and you can also appeal the process if you felt it has been implemented unjustly. So the thing to remember here that I was not aware of when I first heard of the situation is that this has been in place for years, more or less. Now, to what degree it was actually enforced, I don't know. In fact, there's a lot of things we don't know, which is why a lot of creators, including myself, are kind of peeved off about this. We don't know. There's a lack of communication here between YouTube and the creators. In my fascist social media video, I talked about the terms and conditions on YouTube in regards to cyberbullying and harassment and how vague they were. And here we have the exact same thing. We have yet again more rules being implemented that are just extremely unclear. Videos can now be demonetized if they are deemed not advertiser friendly, meaning if they have excessive swearing, or if there is sexual content promoting the use of drugs, and the most scariest one of all, talking about topics that are sensitive or controversial, including political conflicts and natural disasters or war, even if imagery that is graphic is not shown. This is the scary part. Not to mention channels that focus on news and events and earn revenue through their videos, or channels that promote information regarding drugs and drug abuse and all the shit that goes along with that. What is sensitive and controversial? What does that mean exactly? At least 300,000 people generate at least a small income on YouTube that they potentially may or may not depend on. Now, YouTube reserves the right to do whatever they want to their platform. It's because of them that we have this ecosystem where online video creators are able to make a living, but it is morally apprehensible to cut that income without any warning, and even more so to do it without telling anyone. You wouldn't fire an employee without giving them due notice, right? Now, this will potentially only impact channels that revolve around, I don't know, like news or drugs. I mean, Custom Grow 420, you know, those kind of channels. But maybe it won't impact them at all. We don't know, hence the ambiguity of it all. I don't like it. I mean, Leafy is still here. To my knowledge anyway, that this hasn't affected him. But you know, those terms and conditions that came out about cyberbullying and harassment seem to be pushing certain creators off the website, as does this whole demonetization thing. As Philip DeFranco put it in his video, it seems like they're trying to push certain people off. But what really annoys me is the sensitive and controversial issues thing. What is a sensitive issue or a controversial topic? Feminism? That's a political conflict. My video about feminism is doing just fine. I'm led to believe that it's an algorithm that handles this sort of thing, but a lot of my videos, my old videos, I fully admit are a bit sexualized, so why haven't they been picked up on the algorithm? Can smaller channels get away with it? Is it only the bigger channels? It's communication here. And sensitive issues are usually the most important issues at hand. By cutting revenue to those channels, you are indirectly shutting them down, or at least limiting the number of videos that contain sensitive or controversial issues, because the people who create that kind of content, it won't be sustainable anymore. They will no longer be able to fund what was a hobby and is now a job. It will go back. It's regressive. And this does, in my opinion, it's attributed to the regressive left and SJWs, but I don't think it's necessarily targeting conservatives or is pro SJW, but it's definitely steering towards infringing on freedom of speech. Not directly, but it is indirectly doing that. Now, if YouTube wants YouTube to be a safe space, if it wants it to be this place without controversy or sensitive issues, then people go elsewhere. To me, YouTube has always been a place of freedom of expression, of exchanging ideas and opinions, and that's what's beautiful. I believe in a free market to a certain extent. I believe that people will choose what they want to see and they will call out stuff they don't want to see. Let the community run itself. At a certain point, the community YouTube has created is no longer theirs. They should have rules. I don't want to see porn on YouTube, although if you look, you can find it. My point is, I think creators and people will choose what is appropriate, what is not appropriate. I mean, people hate prank videos now. I do. People will choose what is right, what is not right. And people who earn money from YouTube, who have an income and who survive off of it, will adapt their content to fit. Because if you're a prankster and you've been called out for being shitty, then you will change your content if you wish to continue making money on YouTube, because those sorts of videos now are demonized. You get the good and you get the bad. That's how the world works. I do not want to see YouTube spliced up, why don't you make a YouTube for kids? Why don't you make it, yeah, that's a good idea. You've got YouTube Gaming, YouTube Red, make a YouTube Kids. If these rules are implemented with force, if they're actually implemented and it does start to affect creators, I think we might see a shift in content on YouTube. The big creators, I feel, are okay. I mean, there was a very, I believe, kind of a condescending comment by Ian Hecox from Smosh saying that, if everything does go to shit, well, we've had fun with our fake jobs. I know he was joking to a certain extent, but I think I hated that tweet. That was pretty shitty. It's easy to say that, and I'm kind of reiterating what Philip DeFranco said. It's easy to say that when you've made all of your money and you probably have invested in real estate or whatever, and you have many other sources of income. Other people that are just getting to the top or just trying to get to the top, people are trying to make it, they don't. And this could potentially harm them. So if you're a creator and you depend on this money, you depend on this revenue, and you yet haven't figured out what your backup plan is, and I think we all should have a backup plan, I agree, but if you're not in that situation yet, then you might adapt your content to YouTube, and who can blame them? If that's your, once YouTube stops being a hobby and becomes a job, it's your job, it's a business, and you should treat it as such. The business decision to make here is to make, stop swearing, stop talking about drugs, and avoid talking about sensitive issues. So the number of videos containing sensitive issues and controversial topics could go down, although I don't think that's the case. In fact, I'm not sure this is as big of a deal as everyone is making it, or I'm making it. I'm throwing out some very scary words here, but potentially this could be nothing. The thing that's scary, that everyone's freaking out about, is how just unclear they are with their terms and conditions. Again, not even letting creators know in advance, and they have the right, I get it. But this is bad publicity. I mean, this is not good. You need to be clear with your creators, especially if they're depending on this income. So let me know what you think could happen, what the potential pitfalls of this could be. I think mostly we'll be okay. I think everyone will be fine. I think the reaction is always crazy at first, and we'll kind of see how this goes and plays out. And it probably won't be that big of a deal, but it could be, because they're being very unclear about it. It's scary. Yeah, just talk to us. Just talk to us. Talk, please. That's all we're asking. Bit of communication. Anyway, I'm going to be way more on the ball with YouTube from now on, and I hate saying that because then I'm not, but I kind of have to now, which is a good thing. As I said, money equals better content. YouTube is, we're in 2016. Best content we've ever made on YouTube. So, yeah, whatever. Fucking money whoring. Money whoring works. It's good. It's a good thing. I'm a money whore, I admit it. Okay.